Hey, what's going on, people? This is Elder Tenchi, and today we are talking Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. So let me start off by saying the animation for this movie is awesome. It is beautiful. I love the way the buildings look. I like the way our all our friends from the Dragon Ball universe all look in this fresh animation style. I love the way that during the fight scenes, I know I'm jumping ahead here, but during the fight scenes, the way the camera zoomed around during the fight scenes, and you saw all the buildings and all this stuff. It just was epic, for lack of a better word. Now, the whole thing about this movie being more on the comedic side and kind of building up to the action. When there was action, there was action. You cannot deny that. Yes, there was campiness. Yes, there was a lot of laughs. But when there was action, there was action. This was a very plot-driven film, building up to building up to the new level of the Super Saiyan God, and learning a little bit about where that whole form came from, and what the purpose was, and what Beerus is doing with his premonition and everything. He seemed more like the Loki type to me. I liked him. Now, I've heard people ask, he didn't know about Majin Buu? I mean, he's talking about Frieza getting defeated and being all upset over Frieza, but he didn't know anything about Majin Buu? My theory is he was asleep during that whole thing. My theory is he was asleep. This cat sleeps a lot. He's been around for millennia. So it makes sense that maybe he was asleep during all this. Obviously, he woke up sometime before going to sleep again for another 39 years before waking up when we first see him. But that would be my theory. Let me know down below in the comments what you think his story is as far as Majin Buu, because Majin Buu, stronger than Frieza, a lot more destructive than Frieza. So why didn't Beerus already know about it? My theory is he's asleep. Let me know if that holds water. In this story, it's a very plot-driven story, and you get to see people relax and party, and you get to see Bulma a little tipsy, and you get to see all these crazy comedic moments building up to an epic battle between Goku as Super Saiyan God versus Beerus. But one thing I have to say is, for all that it had in it, it really didn't have a villain. Beerus, yes, he was mischievous. Yes, he's destructive and all that. But in this case, he wasn't really a villain. He felt more like a teacher, wanting to test his student. That's what it felt like to me, because all he wanted to do was see the Super Saiyan God premonition that he had in his dream come to life. He wanted to see somebody best him. And during that whole fight with Goku, not only are they fighting, but but he's also asking him, how does it feel with all this power? How does it feel to be a god? How does it, and Goku is complaining that it took help for him to get to this, to this level of power, and he's like, pride will be your undoing, and I have to agree. I mean, it really just felt like a teacher versus student battle. A teacher wanting to be bested by a student, and the student realizing that yes, sometimes you need help to reach a certain level. Don't be afraid to ask for it. Yes, there was stuff on the line. Yes, it did seem like everyone in the world was in danger, and yes, I did see that huge ball of energy that seemed like it was hotter than the sun, but it didn't really feel like Beerus was actually going to do anything. It didn't really feel like he was going to destroy the world. I mean, yes, Vegeta wanted to make sure that everybody was safe, and that Beerus was happy, which is why he was willing to go all out and embarrass himself and sing and dance and act like a trained monkey just to make sure that Beerus stayed relaxed. And then what made him snap was a pudding cup, not being able to get a pudding cup. and for those who complained about that, same thing happened. Same thing happened with Majin Buu. Every time Majin Buu got mad, it might have been over the little things. Next thing you know, he blew his stack. So it's not that uncommon for a DBZ villain to get all pissed off over something as small as food, especially if it's something they've had for the first time. But yeah, it was very funny. It was campy. It was really enjoyable. This whole event was just awesome. It made me feel so at home, and plus where I live, we don't really get that many specialty films and all that other events. So when this actually happened, I was floored. You know what I mean? And seeing all the fans sitting together talking about their favorite moments in DBZ and the fact that GT is no longer canon and all that stuff, it just made me feel so at home, and I cannot wait for the sequel to this movie. So after I was done watching the movie with me and my brothers and my sister, I had asked a couple fans what they thought of this film, and here is what they said. Give it a minute.
Of course, the day I choose
All
not to
right.
wear makeup.
So you just saw Battle of the Gods for the first time, and you saw it in English, where a lot of us had already seen it in the Japanese version. What do you think?
I liked it. I didn't touch the Japanese version just because I only have the Japanese version on to piss off my neighbors. But anyways, I liked it. Like the fight scene, like the storyline. Those kind of cool. They hint at Pam, but they don't really say what she is. She may be a
Yeah, and they gave her a big part in this before she was even born.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Unlike GT, where she was there, but they barely let her do anything.
She was a figurehead in GT. Whereas this, it was really enjoyable.
Exactly.
I'd happily go see it again.
Awesome. What about you, my buddy?
I think it was pretty good. I actually like the English dub better than the Japanese version. I liked how they gave a good amount of character development for Vegeta. He was able to put his pride aside, act like a total goofball, doing that bingo dancing song. And then
my Bulma!
Yes, especially that. In any parts of the series, you never see him really acting like he cares that much. Then Bulma gets bitch slapped one time, and he just flips shit and goes and beats Beerus up.
See?
Even though it didn't really hurt him, it was still amazing to see. And I thought the pacing was good. The fights were over the top, but that's what you want from Dragon Ball Z. You want to go into a Dragon Ball Z movie. You don't want it to be hand to hand, nothing gets destroyed. You want to see you want to see people getting punched through the earth, getting their asses kicked and everything.
Exactly.
You want to see stuff blowing up and air fights, people getting kicked around.
I liked Beerus too. It was pretty believable.
Beerus was very cartoony.
Dragon Ball Z, yeah!
Oh Jesus, 10 minutes.
Alright, well thank you guys. Thank you so much for your opinion.
Just a random.
No. Yeah, you could tell that we all had a great time that night. Yeah, but let me know what you think of Battle of the Gods. What do you think of our review of my review of the movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Why? Why not? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you want to know more about the upcoming next installment, click around here for the annotation. I did a video a while back about it, and I will be doing more as more news becomes available. In the meantime, I am Elder Tenchi saying peace, love, and never be normal.